Alright. Wouldn't lie to you, doesn't matter what I do. She's got a hold on me. She knows how to drive a truck, but she lets me pick her up when we're going dancing. My heart starts beating when my headlights shining on her. She's my country girl. I couldn't tell you what she's doing with me. She's so damn out of my league. She's a little bit crazy on the weekends, dancing in her red dress, and I love the way she looks in my eyes. And I'm feeling like midnight's getting closer, and I just wanna hold her in my arms till the sun comes up. She's a little bit country, yeah, she's my country girl. She's a little bit country, yeah, she's my country girl. She can let her hair down, but got her feet on the ground. I can't get enough of her. She can drive me so wild, just with that sweet smiling. There's nobody else for me. My heart starts racing every time I'm looking at her. She's my country girl. I couldn't tell you what she's doing to me. She's so damn out of my league. She's a little bit crazy on the weekends, dancing in her red dress, and I love the way she looks in my eyes. And I'm feeling like midnight's getting closer, and I just wanna hold her in my arms till the sun comes up. She's a little bit country, yeah, she's my country girl. She's a little bit country, yeah, she's my country girl. Guitar. Yeah. Alright. Wouldn't lie to you, doesn't matter what I do. She's got a hold on me. Ah.
Hello everyone and welcome to our Wednesday stream. I apologize if it was a bit too late. I just got home, to be honest. But let me just switch up to my different scene right here, and I almost got my glasses right here. My image is broken. Okay, so wow, I apologize if it was a bit too late. I just got home. Today was a wild day. Went back to school and we had the internship defense, so I had to do that. It was a wild experience, I would say. Hi Bleached. I apologize if it was a bit too late. I know some of you expect it to be around. It should be like an hour ago, but I just got home because I had to see my friends and catch up with them. I went to school because I had to do the internship defense. It's something that we had to do after the internship. And yeah, it was funny because I didn't really do well than usual. And I think my advisors, my professors was a bit disappointed. Because usually, they were disappointed because usually I do well in those kind of things, like presenting or doing any presentations. Usually I do well in those things, but today I just did so bad. it looked like I was not prepared at all. It looked like I just rushed things. I looked like that because when I did a presentation, I had to talk in French. Bonjour, je suis Bernard. Je vais blah 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 blah. You know how it is. And yeah, I tried to talk about what I did in my internship, and after that, my advisor or the judge told me that he was disappointed because my slides were not good, or I forgot to put things here and there. I should have added like a demo of what I did, which feature I worked on in the application, etc. So yeah, in conclusion, my performance were not really great that moment. So I will have to redo it again next week, same day, Wednesday. I actually have to do something with my current job. I need to make sure that I'm off that day. So that's what I'm gonna do tomorrow. And what else happened today? Well, yeah, I seen my friends. I seen my classmates, my colleagues, and we went for a drink. That's why I just got home. I apologize, and we just catched up. Yeah, one of good friends of mine is getting engaged, so that's pretty good, pretty cool. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. That's why I'm late. So I apologize once again. Um, from Lucky Ducky Studios, this time worked for me. I'm on a vacation. What are you learning now? Oh, that's great for you then. I'm happy that you are on a vacation, on a holiday, taking a break. Good job. I'm happy for that. I'm happy for you. What are we learning now? We'll be continuing a bit of Shopify theme development. I am not going to take much time today because I still have work tomorrow. It's quite late, to be honest. I'm pretty sure for Bleach it's also very late. I would assume it's already 1 over there or 2. That being said, I actually want to adjust my time. I don't know. It's very complicated at this point because I just got a new job and I need to make sure that my schedule is alright. I'm still figuring out how I'm gonna do that. It's either I go to weekends or not. But I'm actually thinking next week I will do a weekend stream. That's what I'm thinking. For now, we'll stay with Wednesday. It's very complicated to do streams, especially if you have other stuff that we need to do. I'm making a lot of excuses. I apologize. I feel like while speaking French, you just mumbled up. I'm not very good at French. I apologize. Je peux parler un peu français, mais c'est pas très bien. From Munib Ashraf, can you tell me which course would be suitable for me if I want to learn Shopify theme customizations in depth? Well, obviously you would have to take Shopify theme development course. You can take that, and I would also recommend taking the Shopify Liquid course so you get an idea how Liquid works. What is object? What is tags? What are filters? Those are very important, especially if you want to make customizations. But a thing is, I can't just say you need to learn Shopify Liquid. I can't just say you need to learn Shopify theme development. Obviously, they're important, but it's also important that you know JavaScript, HTML, CSS, because most of the time that you will do in the theme customization, quote unquote, is to do HTML, CSS, and Liquid. So knowing those things, those technologies, definitely would help you. So if you don't know HTML, CSS, JavaScript, I would suggest learning those first, so you get an idea how website works or how to design a website, and then go with Liquid, and then go with Shopify theme development course. At least that's how I would recommend it. Okay, it's already 1:40 here. I also learned Rust. Well, that's got nothing to do with French. Around 80%. I have okay. Totally understandable. I'm building my server while watching the stream. So making time to stream must be hard, especially since it's not your main income. Absolutely. I'm actually just doing this for the fun out of it. I'm not doing this to, make money. I mean, I appreciate the donations from Cornell, from the new members joining. It's great. Yeah. I prioritize to do my work and making YouTube videos, obviously. So speaking of YouTube videos, have you guys watched the latest video that I just published recently or 2 days ago? I worked hard on it. It took me almost a month, to be honest. I worked on it like before February. I started writing scripts and then I had to like scrap it because it was bad. So I came up with quite a dramatic introduction and wrote how I'm gonna talk about Shopify theme sections, blocks, what you need, prerequisite, what is that, not liquid, theme sections versus, no, theme blocks, local theme blocks versus the new theme blocks, etc. So I had to like literally do those things. That's why it took a lot of time, and then the filming, the color grading, it took a lot of time, but I'm very very happy with the result. I'm so proud of it. And yeah, thanks to a lot of resources that I have, resources that I found on YouTube, it helped me build that video perfectly. And yeah, actually, yeah, understood. Thank you so much for such an in-depth answer. Thank you for that amazing question. I always appreciate questions from you guys. The new video was smash. Yeah, I liked it. It's gonna be one of the videos that I'd watch. Yeah, definitely. And I expect it to be like that for the next videos. I will include a bit of dramatic intro with a bit of acting and funny scenes here and there to make it interesting. And the thing is, Lucky Ducky Studios mentioned it. It's good that Shopify sponsored it. So having this sponsorship really allowed me to be creative. So the money that I will be getting from that sponsorship, I will invest that to my content, to my video. So next time I will get lighting, better lightings, better audio. I still need to like make a boom arm for my voice, because what I did is for that video I recorded myself with my camera, but I don't have any audio like tools to record what I'm saying. What I did is I dubbed it. It worked, but it's very hassle. So I had to film, use the audio as a reference, and then I used Audacity to redub it, to redo the audio. And it's very difficult. But it turned out well. And that's why there's also parts in the video, well, it kind of sounded different. It worked, but I wouldn't say it was perfect. So there's still plenty of rooms for improvement. That's for sure. It was really high effort. Yeah, I agree. It was good though. Good thing Shopify sponsored it. Also, I'm working on our WeeklyHow Shorts channel. Oh, really? Yeah, go for it. Actually, I plan to do short videos. I'm gonna do that. But if you want to make a short channel for WeeklyHow, I allow you to do that. You can take like clips from my channel and just take a minute of that and do it. Yeah. Okay. Well. But still, I'm going to. Should I work on? I want to start making shorts, but in a different way. I had plans for it. You noticed I have a bit of short content here and there, just 2. But like, I have a better plan for that. Okay, so yeah, that's what happened today, and that's what we're gonna be doing. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, just let me know. I'll be answering them. And tell me, guys, something about you. Anything new happened to you? What projects are you guys working on at the moment? Feel free to share it, and I'd love to read some of your response. Yeah, so that being said, I'm probably not gonna take much time here because it's I'd like to just take a break because I'm very tired and go back to work tomorrow because I have to wake up early. I'm gonna have to be in the office, so yeah. Anyway, let's go and move to our project. Hold on. Okay. So let me just open my VS Code. Let's just go to our scene Antak mission. There you go. Perfect. And where are my chats? It doesn't seem to be showing anything here. Is there any way I can refresh this? Refresh. Close. Okay. From Lucky Ducky, working on React e-commerce right now, and then maybe some headless Shopify. Still have to get good at Liquid. Yeah, I can imagine. Hydrogen is good. Hold on. Maybe some. I'm working with this small startup. Why am I saying it in French? From Ruben. Hi there, I'm new here to learn Shopify. Welcome. If you have any question, don't hesitate to ask. I'll try my best to give a good answer. Right. So for Lucky Ducky Studio, are you building it like a headless, or is it a Shopify store? I assume it is a headless because you said React. Cybersecurity startup. I got a raise too. Oh, good job. That's great. I'm happy for you. I think you have finally you have better salary, I would say. So are we going to work on our Shrek project? Yes, we are. So let's open our VS Code. Let's do that, shall we? Perfect. Headless, yeah. I assumed. But you're learning React first. That's great. Well, if you have any question regarding Liquid, don't hesitate. So where are we right now? We are trying to build the template article. That's what we did last time. So I guess let's continue with the next template. I'm not sure if this is already done though. So Let's see what happens here. So let's go to our live WeeklyHow and run the following command. And let's do the same thing here. Run the following command. Where is my command? I can't see it. I would say Shopify theme dev. Oopsies. No. Get. There you go. That should work. Okay. That should give us a URL. I'm not sure the tailwind is working. Okay, it's working. Let's go here. From Kurantang Anani. Hi. First time joining your stream. You're live. What you got going on today? Well, today we are continuing our Shrek project, like what Bleached said. It's a project, it's a Shopify theme project. To those who are new here, every Wednesday we are not every Wednesday. I need to figure out that. Whenever I stream, especially if it's Shopify related stream, we are working on a Shopify theme project and we call it Shrek project, and I will show you that in a minute. It's basically a Shopify themed Shrek. So let me show you what I meant. I think its password is like this. No. Password is like this. I always forget the password. So let's just open our theme editor and go back to the settings. By the time I do this, I should already remember the password, but I still don't, which is quite unfortunate. That's annoying. But yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. We are creating a Shopify theme. So last time we did a footer, which is great. We did make sure that whenever we load our Shopify theme project, it has data. Because some students of mine or some of you don't really know how to make sure that whenever you run your Shopify theme project, the data that you did in your Shopify theme editor is saved. Did I rephrase that right? Okay, let me rephrase that. Some of the students of mine usually get an issue where whenever they save the changes that they did in the theme editor is lost whenever they do the Shopify theme dev command. Does that make sense now? I hope it does. I'm using a lot of Shopify theme words or something. It gets very confusing. I apologize for that. Anyway, yeah, that's what we're doing. Is that clear? I don't know why. I felt like I'm not good at like explaining these days. When I went to school and did the presentation, I thought I did well. I'm pretty sure I did well. I think it's just my slide was just trash. So I had to redo it again. Anyway, I need to move on. Otherwise, I'm just gonna get frustrated, which I'm not. It's not a biggie. Okay. Moving on. We can now get rid of this. And what I'm gonna do is I'll just commit all these changes that we did in the previous stream. So this is the template article. Let's just commit this. I would say this is already completed. I'm not gonna polish that. Template article. Let's commit. Okay, let's just push that. Anyway, kind of sad I have to leave right now. It's 2 a.m. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, for India viewers, it's usually late there, so it's a problem because most of my viewers are from India. I just have a few people watching from Europe or from America, from other parts of the world, and most of my viewers from India that can't really join us here because of the time. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. It's either I do the stream on weekends or I move a little bit back to make it earlier. But I doubt I can do that because I have work. So maybe I'll try to do one on weekend. Or maybe I'll do a very early stream before I start working. I'll try to figure it out next time, and I will update all of you guys in the Discord server. Okay? So yeah, speaking of that, if this is your first time here, if you haven't joined our Discord server, feel free to do that. There should be a URL down in the description. You can check that. Click the URL for the Discord, join us, and feel free to introduce yourself. And I'd love to get to know every single one of you. Okay? I can, but I have an exam tomorrow, which is understandable. It's fine. I'm not really forcing anyone to stay here. Feel free to do whatever. I'm glad if some of you stayed. Yeah, feel free to go. Yeah, good luck with your exam tomorrow. Have a good rest. Take care of yourself. Okay. Thank you, Bleach. See you soon. All right. Let's continue our project. We already pushed our template article and this icon email. I would say the next one is the template blog. Let's go one step at a time. So we already did a template 404. That is good. We already did a template account to plug in. We already did, no, we have not done the template activate account. So maybe let's do that. It's gonna be a quick one. All right. So let's go here and let's open, should be others here, or no. There's classic customer accounts and there's this customer activate account. But let me just see this one because I haven't seen this before. There's already create meta object template here. Huh. I don't know that. We'll figure it out later. So in the others, we have the 404, the cart, the cart? Why is it here? Why is there cart here and there's cart over here? What is going on? Okay, this is the original cart template. What is that other cart here? It's the same cart. It doesn't make any sense. Why there's two carts here? Anyway, so gift card, collection list, password search. All right. So let's just do the customer account activate. Let's do that. Is this the one? This is definitely not it. But you know what? Speaking of that, let's customize this because it looks very ugly. I don't like that. Let's go to VS Code and let's open the template login. It should be login here. We have the register. Let's open that. And the template login.liquid. There we go. So here we have the errors. We have the form, the input for the customer email, and then the input for the customer password. And in the input, we are using the following class. I don't want to use border green. And I also don't want to use rounded full. Perhaps we can just do rounded MD. Just to make it less rounded. I don't like when it's fully rounded, especially in this theme. I decided to just change it up. Okay. Also, if you are building like Shopify themes or an e-commerce store, feel free to go to Figma. go to Figma and search in the community e-commerce. There's plenty of design reference that you can use. So I just did that, to be honest. So Figma, hold on, Figma community. Let's just search that. And here, you can just search for e-commerce. And if you also scroll down here, there's a bunch of like templates. I know some of this needs to be paid. It's asking for payment. There's plenty of like templates that you can use. Like for example, online course, e-learning, education. No, let's go with e-commerce. And you can filter out the paid and free. Let's go with free. Okay, so this one is free right here. We can use that as a reference how our store is gonna look like. So if you're building an e-commerce store, go to Figma. There's plenty of like amazing references that you can use. So let's go with kind of like this one, right? And let's open that in Figma. Like you don't have to copy this, by the way. You don't have to copy completely the entire design. Just use it as a reference how your Shopify online store or your theme should look like, or your online store should look like. And it should be like here, for example, right? So you have this navigational bar here, you can use as a reference. You have this hero section or image banner, whatever you call it. And you have the companies, the brands that you're working with, featured collections, and subscribe to newsletter section, and featured collections, featured collection, and some banners here and there, image banners, bestsellers collections, etc. And of course the footer. This is really great to use as a reference. So I just found that recently when I was working on my video. I was like, I used a reference from Figma to make those. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me just go to youtube.com/weeklyhow. And let's go through what I did. Content that can be... This video is sponsored by Shopify. Boss, you're gonna love this. Got some great news. Also, let's just back it up for a little bit. Boss, you're gonna... You guys notice something? I just noticed this. Notice this part right here. Take a look at it. Love this. Got some great news. And then take a look at this. What is something that I messed up? Let me know in the chat. What is something I messed up? Once again, here is the first scene. Here's the second scene. Oh, my feet hurts. Oh yeah, but basically, I just messed up this part right here. Because there's this like huge table here that I tried to remove. This right here, the bottom left. This is the TV, right? If you go here, the TV is right here, and the table is gone, but it's still here. I forgot about that. I just realized that after I uploaded a video. But you know what? Whenever I learn from mistakes, I need to be more thorough Like when I edit the video, I need to make sure that my video is edited very well. So that's one of my mistakes. It's funny though. If some of you like noticed that would be great. Mention that in the comments below.
Boss, you're gonna love this. Got some great
Okay.
Shopify finance. And one of the highlights of this event is the theme blocks, 2,000 variants, and
I
AI
like how
backgrounds, and
cinematic
definitely
it
much
is.
more. Now,
I know there's plenty of
your
rooms
goal
for
today
improvement,
is to
but I
teach
really
our
love them.
clients, our customers, about these theme blocks.
Like the camera angles.
Understood?
I mean, yeah, sure, but like I don't know much
I'll
about
learn that.
Shopify Edition Winter 2020.
Shh. It's Shopify Winter Edition 2024. You always get that wrong.
Like the close-ups.
Anyway, if you don't know what is Shopify theme blocks or Shopify theme sections, come here and let me explain it to you. Okay, so they're
This,
basically these
I love this shot.
reusable modules of content that can be
You guys notice something?
customized in the theme editor. You know, those
I love this shot because I also made sure that I'm following this theory. Like in the frame, you need to make sure that the subject is not. They always say it should be in the middle, but no, I'm talking about the lines in the frame. You see this couch right here? We have like a line here that goes here, which points to the subject, and this line right here that points to the subject. I learned that from film channels, and the lighting obviously is very important. So yeah, just want to point that out. I don't know, I'm proud of myself.
featured collections, featured products, etc. Those are sections. And in these sections, Shopify developers can implement blocks. And these blocks can represent different
like the
content
movie
types,
when
like
you look for the
text,
sage hands.
images, videos, collections, products, etc. That being said, before Shopify Edition 2024, you cannot add custom blocks to a section. You can
But
only
now-
do that if you manually customize the code of a section.
Just for a little bit, I toned
now,
down my voice.
Thanks
my
to
voice. I
theme level
pitched it
blocks,
down.
you can now
So I
add
sound
custom blocks to
more
a section. Well, let me show you an example.
manly.
Come here. Previously, to add a block to a section, you would need to write these blocks inside of your schema. Now, the problem
That's
with this
an
is
intense
that
detail. I
these
agree.
blocks
I
are
literally-
only available for
I
the
literally tried my best to be thorough as much as possible with all the framings. I mentioned that in a previous video. I felt like I'm not really doing much. I felt like I just recorded myself, be done with it. That's all. But here, thanks to Shopify for sponsoring the video, I was forced to I was forced to be more thorough with my content to make sure that everything is well and watchable. And here we are. I still have mistakes, but I did great.
this section for the rich text.liquid section, meaning you cannot use
Yeah, this part right here, I used Figma with this, and I had like references from Figma. So some of the things that I used, this card especially, I found that somewhere. I think it's this one. They have like a card here. Hold on, it's still loading. Let me change it to components. They have like a card here that I use as a reference. Yeah, it's this one. So finding out Figma's and the design templates here is very, very useful, especially for developing web applications. If you don't have any idea what you're gonna do, what you're gonna make, going to Figma, looking up templates definitely helped. So yeah, so notice that it's kind of similar, especially this part right here, and that's because I use this as a reference. But the image, I found that on open source, or no, not open source, but pexels.com. It's stock photos. I just found it here. Shoes. If I scroll down, I should find here that shoes. This part. See? We are going through the video.
Use these blocks outside of the section. You cannot use this in related products.liquid and slideshow.
Anyway, I'm just saying that this
So once
work
again, that at the time
is inspired by many things. Thanks to Figma, thanks to the templates I seen on Figma, it allowed me to create this fantastic video. So shout out to everyone who watched it, by the way. Thank you for enjoying it. Okay, you know what? Let's move on. I am going to, okay, so now notice that it's still green though. I don't know what's going on with that. So let's go back to VS Code. Oh, that's because I still have the border green here. Let's get rid of that. Save it once again. Go back to our theme editor. Oops. Try again. What happened? I think I lost it. Something happened to my Shopify CLI. Okay, let's go back to the classic customer accounts and the login. No, the activate account. And okay, so we finally have a better input field. That's good. Also, let's add a padding for this, or a minimum width for our login form, because I don't want it to literally cover the entire container. So what we're gonna do is to give this div a width of 1/2, and then a margin X of auto. That way it always happens. That is annoying. Let's just go back to the login. There you go. That's much better. At least it's not fully touching the left and the right side of the website. That's perfect. Okay. So now we have the customer login. I would say we are missing something, and that is the forget password or create an account. So we need to add here a link that will move us to the customer registration page. Okay. But the thing is, there's plenty of ways to implement that. First way is to use JavaScript. And when you click the registration button, it just opened a modal, or it replaced the form with registration form. And if you go back to the login page, it replaced the form with login form. You know what I mean? I think that's how Dawn did it. Let's try and take a look at theme Dawn. If we open the sections and the main register and login, where's the login? Main login. I know you can't really see that, but we have here the form for recover password. So we have here the customer login, and there should be a form for the customer login. Where's the form for the customer login? Yeah, here. So there's the customer login, and there is a button which is the recover. If you click this, it triggers a JavaScript click event that will open the recover customer password. That's how they implemented it. Though they probably changed it, I'm not sure. But previously when I encountered it, that's how they implement the recover password. And maybe let's do it the same way. But this is not the registration. I think I'm talking different stuff. Hold on. Form create customer. Right. Let's go at the bottom and form. That's good. Okay, so this is just a registration page. Okay. Let's go back to VS Code and do it. But here in our template login, we are checking if form.password is needed. We display the password input field. We are missing something, and that is the forget password or recover password button. So it should be outside of this form, and we're gonna add, let's do it inside of a div, and let's give it a class of mxauto, just like that. And then let's create an anchor tag with a number sign, and let's just say recover. Let's do it the same way, recover, and then just type here recover password, and let's give it a class of text base, and no, not text base, yeah, text base, and then font text gray 500 underline. No, let's do hover underline. Okay, I'm wondering if it's possible to use EJS and Express without Liquid in Shopify, or Liquid is prerequisite in order to run the code. Well, Minzu, thank you for the question. It depends though what you're trying to accomplish. But if we're talking about Shopify app development, you can develop Shopify apps without Liquid. But you still need Liquid if you want to create a Shopify app with theme extensions. It's still needed. Liquid is part of Shopify, so you can't really escape it. If your question is specifically for Shopify app development, then there are cases where you don't need Liquid. It depends on the project. But if you're talking about Shopify theme development, you definitely need to learn Liquid. You need to use it to create a good component, sections, whatever. Yeah. Hope that answers the question. Otherwise, let me know. Lucky Ducky, does Shopify have its own way of implementing login with Google? Yeah, it's actually a really good question, but there is no such thing of like social logins. They don't have that. So if you want to add social logins to your online store, you need to customize your template login to add those social login. You would need to implement or include the framework of Google. I believe there is a library for that. You can just use like CDN. I haven't done it myself, to be fair, so I could be wrong. Thanks, that really answered the question. I may need to learn more about Liquid language. Yeah, especially if you are working with Shopify, it's important to understand how Liquid works, how objects works, what are the attributes in an object, how to use tags, how to use filters in an object or in a data. Yeah. It's not that hard, to be fair. It's very easy to use Liquid, especially if you know programming languages like, I don't know, Python or JavaScript. Knowing the basics of programming will make it easier to learn Liquid. I used it with Firebase, just wondering if Shopify made it easier. No, I'm afraid they don't have that yet. No. Was there ever a Shopify Google login? No, this is more like accessing your online store, but I'm more talking about like Shopify theme Google login. There's like guides here. But no, I don't think there is one. There is a Shopify app, so it's definitely possible. Well. I mean, something like this. If there's a Shopify app, then it's possible, yeah. But I think you just need to implement it directly in the template. That's how I imagine it. Is it free? There's free trial, but it's funny because the review says it's free. Here. Anyway, yeah, I hope that answers the question. I did have a question though. If you have multiple stores using the same storefront, is there a way to use geolocation to filter inventory for that location? If you have multiple stores using the same storefront, is there any way to geolocation to filter inventory for that location? I'm afraid not. I'm afraid no. So when you say multiple stores, you're saying already that those the inventory is separated. Am I getting it right? Unless your inventory is in a single location. I'm not sure I understood the question. But yeah, if I understood it, I don't think it's possible. If it's a separate online store, yeah. Okay, so let's go back. Let me just close all of this. We don't need that, except that one. Maybe we need that. And let's just save this. And let's take a look at our login page once again. There should be like a recover password underneath of the button. There you go. So there's that. Just give it a margin Y of 10. Like that. Okay. So if we click this, this customer login should be replaced by the form of recover password. And that's what we're going to do. Let's go and open this and just use it as a reference. So we have this. Oh, by the way, if some of you are wondering what is this T, it's a filter that will fetch the data in this locales. So in your locales folder, you have all this JSON object, and it's basically this T filter, which means translate, will look for the data from customer, login page, and forgot password. For example, let's look at French.json. So we have customer login page, forgot password. There should be somewhere here like customer. So customer is an object with like account, with account fallback, but we're looking for login page, and then forgot password. And it's just basically a JSON object of those values. Okay, let me just move on. Yes, it's just we have different states with different inventory. But if you live in, let's say, Texas only see the inventory in Texas, but I will probably have to create it. Ah, okay. Right. Hold on, let me think. Hold on. Did you set up your SKUs? I think it's possible. Maybe not. Because if it's a multiple store, I'm gonna have to check on that because I'm not sure. Two stores with the same inventory. So your question is there a way to use geolocation to filter inventory for that location? Can we clarify this? Okay, so you have two online stores. One is located in Texas, and the other one is located in, I don't know, Oregon. And these two online stores have the same inventory. Is that right? And you want to make sure to filter out the inventory from Texans only? No, hold on. I think you're trying to say is we have two online stores with separate inventories, one from Texas and one from Oregon. And you want to filter out the inventory from Texas and just display the inventory from Oregon. It should be possible. It should be. You can create a Shopify app for these two online stores, and then you fetch the product itself from that online store and just do the calculation in the Shopify app or in the back end. That could work. That could work. But I could be wrong, obviously. I'm not gonna take credit for that. Could be a mistake, I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, great question though. That made me think for a little bit. Because I haven't really worked with like multiple stores with the same inventory, so that's curious. That's an interesting question. Okay, let's go. That makes me wonder. So we have products. For example, this one. We have 23, right? We have a total of like 23 products. So you can fetch this data. You can fetch this data with GraphQL or REST API, whatever, and put it in the backend with locations. Because I would assume that your online store has a location, right? It should be a single location. So you can do that in the backend, specify that this location right here have an available inventory, for example, 23. So you just do those queries to filter out which one you want. Does that make sense to you? It makes sense in my head. I don't know if I'm saying it right. What do you think? Right. Okay. Let me just close that and just focus here. Oh no, I actually need that. Why did I close that? Continue. And I need to go to the online store. Has 2, possibly 3 locations, but yes, I understand it. Great. Yeah. So you can use Shopify app with that. You can develop a Shopify app, take those data, and filter out whatever. Though, you know, one thing that I don't understand is why do you want to do that? Okay, my guess would be you want to display, you want to make sure that in the front end, in storefront, in the product page, for example, it displays the right amount based on the location. Do you mean like a separate program that will fetch the data from multiple stores in order to get the desired filter result? Yeah, but it sounds like that. That's how I understood it. It's a local delivery. They need their own system, but it's the same company. But there's multiple online stores. Multiple online stores, different locations, but the inventory is in different locations. The products, inventories, they are in separate locations. And you want to filter out the inventory based on location. In a way, you can already do that in the Shopify admin. Like, you don't really need Shopify apps. if the Shopify online store is one location in itself, you don't need Shopify apps. One online store with different locations. Oh, okay, now that makes more sense. I thought what you're saying is one online store, one location. So I misunderstood it. Okay. So one online store with different locations. If that's the case, yeah, then I guess we're gonna have a big problem with that. Because for a single product, you can only provide an inventory for that, a single inventory. Unless you use meta objects to specify that. You can use meta objects to say, for example, in this location, we just have this amount of inventory. That could work. You can create a meta object. Create a meta object that says location, inventory. And the data type of this meta object is a JSON object. A JSON object with two values, location and value. Maybe that's a good idea. Yeah, do that. Try it. Okay, now I'm starting to understand it now. I understood it completely differently. I was very confused. Like, one online store, one location, which on its own it's already a thing. One online store, which means one location. When you said one online store, different locations, that makes more sense. Okay. So yeah, try meta objects. That will definitely work. Maybe I can demo it. Let me try. Let's go to settings. Which part of it again? It should be custom data. And we can create a meta object definition. Or maybe we can also do it in a meta field definition. So let's add a new definition. And let's call it location inventory. Instruction for taking care of product preference description. Nope, let's just call it location inventory and just describe it like this will tell us the current inventory of a certain location of our store. I don't know. And then the type would be a JSON object. There should be a JSON object here. There it is, a JSON object. Or hold on, maybe there's a better data type. Single text, date and time, volume, number, multi-text, product, location, pro collection, meta object, page, true or false. No, I think JSON would work. Or what is this mixed reference? Developer support need to use this type in storefront. Okay. List of entries. Okay, that doesn't really help us. Let's try JSON. Oh, hold on. What happened? You don't have any meta objects yet. Ah, okay. So you need to create a meta object for this mixed reference. I don't want to do that. Let's do JSON. And here, would say you would need an object with two it's not even formatting everything. Key paired values. One is the location and one is the value, and that would be an int, for example. Let's format that. It's gonna be like that. Okay, so let's save that. So we have location inventory with a JSON object. Let's close this. Let's go back to products and let's see if we can do something. For example, the gift card. Scroll all the way down and we have this meta field now. And I guess you can do the same thing here. I thought it's gonna also give us what we did earlier. So location, and you can say here Texas, and you can say the value currently in this location is 23. Something like that. And you save that, and you can use this using liquid objects. But you see, my question now is, what do you want to do with this data? Do you want to display this in the storefront? But it also allows you to be creative, because this JSON object can also be an array, or a JSON object that is an array of locations. You can also do that. And just refer to this meta field and display it in storefront. Right. So yeah. So based on a location, based on the value of this key, which is Texas, you display 23. So you can add another, let's go open this. You can create an array . I'm not sure if this is gonna work. Let's do an array of, I shouldn't have done that. So let's just undo that, copy that, put it in array. I hate this editor. It's not really nice to use. So let's say we have an array of these objects. So we have Texas, we have Oregon, we have another state, please. Can you give me another state? Is LA a state? I'm not bad. I'm bad at geography. Los Angeles. What else? New York. Frick, I'm not good at this. Yeah, 23. Let's do 10. 10. Let's do 0. Let's do 1. Format. Ah, so it doesn't work. Oh no, because I'm missing comma here. Thank you, California. But Los Angeles is a state, right? I'm not sure. Let's format that. Oh, it's not a JSON object. Because of this? No, it is a JSON object. Okay, perfect. So we have an array of objects with location. So you have Texas, Oregon, New York, California. So you can use meta fields to find this data and go through this array and compare the location. But it depends on how you implement your geolocation though. Because how do you determine the location? By its name? By its name like this? Or is there like a code? Like for example, I think Texas is like TX. If it's by code, it makes it more easier. And Oregon, I think it's OR. And New York, I think it's NY. And California, I think it's CAL or CA. I'm not sure. Los Angeles is in California. Yeah. See, I'm not good at geography. I'm just embarrassing myself. So you can do it this way using the code. It'll make it much easier to go through this. So if the customer is are we using customer's location? Or are we using the store's location? That doesn't make any sense because the stores have multiple locations. If the stores have multiple locations, how do we know which one is which? How do we know which location is being used by the online store? Ah, okay, that makes more sense. So you're basically saying that the user have control over this. So for example, in our navigational bar, we have like a drop down for location. So that itself is a meta field. But if you're using a geolocation, which triggers a location API, then it's a bit tricky because any customers can be around the world. What are you gonna do if your customer is not from the United States? So I would suggest going with the drop down. It'll make it more easier for you. Using location API is not only adding another layer on top of your system, but it's heavy as well, and it's overkill. So just go with drop down with a bunch of options with location, because you said there's just 3 locations anyway. So don't use location API. I think it's very overkill. How would you even compare the location if the user is not from United States, if they're not from? The company is growing. That is my fear. Okay. Well, that gives you a job to do. That is crazy because if you go with location API and the inventory's location is in Texas, in California, in New York, then what you're going to do is you're going to calculate the distance of the user's location close to the nearest inventory. It should work by zip code. It could work too. Yeah. But it's tricky. Because you mentioned that the company is growing, so that means there's a possibility that the customer will be outside of those locations that you mentioned. So how would you resolve that? It can get very complicated. I can see that. So for now, simplify it. Give users a drop-down menu where they can select a location that is convenient for them. And that could work. But if you go to the location API route, you will need to do the distance calculation. To be fair, I also like the location API because you can do another stuff with it. So for example, if the user is located in, I don't know, in Canada, which is outside of the United States, and what if the inventory from Texas is 0? So that means you need to go and replace that with the secondary inventory location. See, there's those things that you need to consider. If you go with the drop-down route, well, it'll make it easier. If in the drop-down menu there's just Texas, New York, California, it just displays those values that you set up in the JSON object. That's very easy. But if you go with location API, you would need to use those JSON objects to go through one location at a time. There's a shipping radius, that's why. But yeah, it's just complicated. Glad to have you thinking on it though. Oh yeah, I almost forgot that it's local delivery. Yeah, I never thought of that. Sorry. Right. Well, yeah, I guess work with geolocation if it's just local anyway. I thought when you said they're growing, that means they're also getting traction from outside of the United States. But if that's the case, it's just local, then yeah, just use geolocation with specified country, just for wherever country your business is located. I think it's possible to do it that way. Like outside of that geolocation setting, it's not gonna work. It just needs to be inside of a country. I think in the API it's possible. But of course, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Not yet, at least. Well, luckily. But you're getting there. Good luck with that. Okay, you know what? I think we spent quite a huge time talking, which I really like. I really appreciate. From Minzu, maybe customer orders fills up delivery address with zip. Then once order is confirmed, the geolocation will work. Updates the JSON metadata, upchecks the quantity, fill in the front and location. No, I don't think that's how he wants it to be. There's no actions. There are no actions. I think the whole point is to give the customers an idea if in the certain if their location is close to an inventory location, and then they'll be seeing the current inventory in that inventory location if they're close to that. Let's try to do paint. Right? For example, we have the map. We have a map. I don't know what country is that. For example, your inventory is right here. The second inventory is right here. And the third inventory is right here. Just put a smiley face here. And for example, the customer is just here. He's a little pimple right here. It's a little pimple. So the location API is then gonna calculate the distance of this. Oh no, he's crying now. Of this and the distance of this. Right? Since this is closer to this pimple, and that means the inventory from this place should be displayed in the storefront instead of these two. I think that's how he wants to be. Am I correct? You're calculating the distance between the customer and the inventory. It's a good idea, because what if this inventory right here is 0? That means you have the rest of the inventory location. Which one out of these two is closest? Probably this one. So this is going to be the current inventory location. How does it look like? He's no longer happy. He's sad. So let's do sad face. So yeah, with location API, yes, you have more control over it. Unlike with the drop down, it's just basically just displaying whatever is in these locations. But it's not considering the distance between the customer and the inventory location. So yeah, thank you Lars for subscribing. Welcome to the community. That scared me. That was a bit loud. Did that make sense to you, Minzu? It just reminds me of things we learned at school, because we had this class called which is Advanced C, and we had to create a C++ app that will calculate the distance. I think it's called A-star. If you guys are familiar with that, A-star algorithm. You're basically calculating the location or the distance from one point to another. But there's other, it's like pathfinding. So we did that. Yeah, I think it's used for pathfinding. But now with different, with there's so many APIs that you can use to do this. So yeah, go for it. The distance makes it even more harder. At this point now, really, because I believe Google's API already does a lot of those things. So you just need to pass a location to arguments, though I could be wrong. I'm not sure. I haven't used location API. Maybe they can provide like, or you can provide as a developer two locations, the customer's location and the inventory location, and just like get the distance from those. We use A-star algorithm in game development. Yeah, usually A-star is used in games because of pathfinding, especially if you're working with AI, artificial intelligence characters. There's like enemies that needs to go from one place to another. Yeah, you would need to use A-star, which is a pretty interesting algorithm, but it's very difficult if you have to implement it yourself. I struggled with it because we had like a data set that we need to use, and for each iteration we need to calculate the distance. It's very difficult, and we're not using any libraries. You need to do it yourself. That's the fun stuff, but it's very difficult. I don't want to say I hate, but I don't like to do C. I'm scared of it. It's terrifying. I hate pointers. That I could say. By the way, thank you for sharing that. It's very insightful. I like the project that you're working on. So yeah, thank you for sharing. If some of you want to share more, I'd like that. I like how you say that's the fun stuff. Programming is fun. Especially if it makes you think of a solution. At least that's just my opinion. I like thinking. I like to think of a solution, a better solution to a problem. Or like how would that work, for example? If you have this problem, how many solutions can you come up with it? I think it's been like that since I started like programming. It's pretty fun to do. At some point in time, since I did game development, some point in my career, I I started looking at things as like, oh, the texture of this table is really nice. And then I take photos of it, and then I open my Blender, and I just like splash that texture, the photo that I took, as a texture. And then you start looking at things like the stones, the texture of grass. It makes you a weird person. But yeah, being a game developer makes you creative, and it changes your perspective towards things. Like for example, I have this like trash bin over here. What is the shader of this thing? What kind of shader is this? If you are familiar with that term. And in that shader, there's a material, right? What kind of material is it using? Yeah, this was a lucky duck stream today. Thanks for joining. I mean, to be fair, your idea was very insightful, and I'm pretty sure others would also learn from it, especially with Shopify's ecosystem. So we covered meta fields, what you can do with it. We covered location, which is pretty interesting. I mean, this is very important in the Shopify online store, dealing with locations, with inventories. I'm not saying I'm an expert of it. Definitely, I still need to know a lot of things in those area. But yeah, I was saying it was very insightful, so thank you for sharing. If any of you wants to share more, then just be free. It's not about me in this stream. It's about you guys. You wanna ask questions, if you wanna share something, if you're stuck in something and you're asking for help, I'll try my best to help. That's it. But you see, it's very unfortunate because I think we didn't really do much on the project, but I had fun. I really had fun talking with you, Minzu and Lucky Ducky, and to the rest of you who is here. I hope you guys are learning something, at least, just for a little bit. But yeah, I will be ending this stream in like 20 minutes. It's already late here too. So you know what? Yeah, probably just gonna do the theme development this week and or next week. Once again, if you're new here and you haven't joined the Discord server yet, feel free to join. Everything should be down in the description. You can check it out. Yeah. Hold on. I'm also streaming on Twitch, and I'm not sure if something is happening over there. Maybe something is happening over there and I'm just not reading chats. Nothing is happening here. But there's one person. I don't even know if that's me or other person. But whatever. Cool. Right. Yeah, what should we do now? Let's watch my video. I'm just gonna close all this. Unless some of you wants to share something, then I'll open that. If you have online store that you want me to look at, feel free to share it. Where's my other browser? Hold on. Analytics. Oh, that's crazy. That is great. Sorry, I couldn't really say much. Discord link might not be working on my end, unfortunately. Oh shoot! I thought I already updated that. That's very unfortunate because at some point I did copy the right URL. So we have this, and I'm like saying invite people, and I have to make this never expire. Copy that. But it doesn't really save it in my stream. So I don't know why it's not working. But okay, I'll paste it here. And I'll just pin it. Go away. God forbid. it is not pinning. It's because of, there you go. There you go. So you can just look at that URL over there and feel free to join. Thanks for testing that. I thought I already like fixed it. I swear I fixed it. Just didn't work again. You're welcome. Thank you for testing it. All right. How are we all doing? Two kilobytes per second. Great. Going to the settings. All good. The output is good. The audio is good. I am going through my Streamlabs and I'm trying to make sure that for my next stream, all the URLs in the description should be good. I seem to have a problem with this whole thing. You cannot change the settings when you are live. Okay, that makes more sense. So I'll probably do it after my stream. I need to redo the settings again. Yikes. Okay. You know what? To end this stream, I still have like 10 minutes. 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Let's rush this. I'll do this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to create a tag that is JavaScript. Get rid of that. And in this JavaScript, what I'm gonna do is create a document that query selector, and hold on, this is a bug here, and the selector is going to be an anchor tag with an href value recover, and I'll give this an on click, and we'll have a function, and we'll just do console.log hello. Not sure if that's gonna work. We'll see. Do the preferences page. I'll get the password. Go back to VS Code. Open the terminal. Open the preview URL. Oh, it's already opened. Great. Let's go to login. And we have the recover here. And let's open the console. Clear this. Click this. Okay, so it's not working. That means that event listener is not working. No worries. So you have document query selector. The HTML tag is anchor tag. The attribute href, and its value should be this. It is not working. Maybe because of this JavaScript thing. What if we do script instead of JavaScript? Sometimes that tag doesn't really work. Okay. It's also not working. So probably it's not the issue. It's probably the selectors. Okay. Let's get rid of this anchor tag. Maybe we can just set href to recover. Let's see if that helps. still not working. You see, in React, you could just go on click. Is there an attribute that does that? Does that even work? Console.log. Hello. Let's see. Oh, it actually worked. I thought there's no on click. I thought it's just a React thing. So if that's the case, then maybe we can just create a function here, which is called toggle open toggle recover. And there's going to be a function with console log just to make sure that it's working. And then in the on click, we'll just call the toggle recover. I don't think you need the parentheses. Okay, let's try it. Not sure if that's gonna work. Okay, toggle recover is not defined. That means this function is not yet defined. Let's put it at the top. Not sure if that's gonna help. You see, this is what I'm talking about. I'm also learning. I'm just doing everything with whatever's in my mind, which sometimes work. That's one of the things that some of you should do. Like, it doesn't have to make sense. Just keep trying. At the end of the day, the code will work. Maybe the problem is not there. Maybe it's this one. We need to make sure that it's using parentheses. Because we are not in React. If it's in React, I don't think you need to do the parentheses thing. Oh, it's still not defined too. Oh, interesting. Can we go here? Is there any toggle recover? It is not defined. So it's not really, this is not really working. Okay, let's go to shopify.dev. And let's search for JavaScript tags. Liquid isn't rendered. Okay, I don't care. You need to use these tags only if your section or app log is meant to be installed on multiple themes or stored. Otherwise, you should include those where the section needs to be in the as directory. Yeah, but that's the thing. I only want that to use the code in the login page. So that's why we're just using this tag. Okay, let's go here in sections. Tag can be used to include JavaScript for a section. So we tried this, document cursor selector, slideshow. The content from JavaScript tags across all sections concatenate in a single file by Shopify. Okay. Inject into the theme. Okay. On click is just the name you pass, not the brackets. Yeah, that's what I thought. You don't really need this. Unless you need to pass an argument to this function, then you would need to do the parentheses. But usually you don't need to write the parentheses. Huh. I have a better idea. So let's not use href. Instead, we'll do ID. Recover password. And here in the JavaScript, let's do document dot query selector and the ID, or we can use documented get element by ID. That should work too, but you know what, let's use query selector. Recover password, and it should be on click event, comma, and then let's add a function. I hate my keyboard, it's always messing with me. Now we can just do console.log here. Hello. Right. So let's try that. Hopefully that works. It's still not working. What is wrong with this? So we have the right ID. We're using the query selector. We're using the right on, click, and function. What is going on? This is just weird. Okay, you know what? Let me try experiment. I'm certain this should work, but it don't. It don't. It's still not working. Huh? Huh? I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. See, I already have here the script. And it's rendering the button first. We have here the ID recover password, and we have the document query selector recover password. Look, let's copy that. Go to console. Does if it exists? Why is it not working? Why is it not working? This is bullshit. Document query selector. Okay, fine. Let's try get element by ID. Fine. I'm okay with that. Recover password. Then on. Click. I think you can do it like this. Am I doing it right? This. And then alert. Wow. Is my syntax alright? Am I doing it right? Let's try it. It's also not working. Yeah. On. Click. Function. Event. Close brackets. Console.log. Hello. I'm gonna rage quit if this doesn't work. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Yeah, but I was like thinking, you know what? You're right. I look stupid. It's not supposed to be on, it's supposed to be an event list. That is so embarrassing. I'm supposed to be good at this, yet I'm not. This is content though, so thank you. That's funny. It is very funny that I messed that up. Exactly, it's late. I'm tired. There you go. I'm just tired. I can't think straight. Okay, so now that's working. I guess we just need to disable this and just like, you know what, let's give this an ID of login underscore form, and what we're gonna do is toggle this to. We can do that, but you know what, it's getting late. I'm probably just gonna stop it here. I can't think straight anymore, but I guess we can do document that get element by ID, and that's going to be the login underscore form. Why am I using camel case in here? Recover password. And for this, I would say that we use style, and then I have no idea how to use this function. It's not even using the right information. JavaScript style. Yeah, it's supposed to be like that. I'm not using it right as well. Style that display. Whew. You see, with React, it's gonna be much easier because you have states. You can just toggle it on and off. But here, you need to make sure that the display is block or none. Something like that. But I'm pretty sure it is not gonna work. So depending, I guess what we can do is to add like an attribute. Yeah, I think it's just better to add an attribute to instead of customizing the style of it. So we can say add attribute. Is that the right attribute? Set attribute, remove attribute, set attribute. Yeah. And then what kind of like data shown, and set it to like false. We can do it like that if we click it. So if we go to the accounts and we have the form with an ID login form. Come on. So we have this form right here with an ID of login form. If we click this, this itself, this form should have an attribute data shown. So if I click this, there you go. So it added the data shown false, and then we can just do CSS that says if a form with a data shown is set to false, then we hide it. And we'll do the same thing to the recover password. Give it a data shown true so that that is displayed instead. Does that make sense? I'm pretty sure there's a better way to do this, but I am just very tired and I can't think straight. You know what? It's already like 2 hours. I'm just gonna I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna continue this next time with everyone, so it's gonna be much better. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for joining tonight's stream. I apologize once again if it was a bit too late. I was hoping to stream for 3 hours, but I had to like cut it short, and it's also very late to some of you, so I'll see you next time. I'll be updating on Discord. I'll try that. And yeah, once again, thank you so much for the questions, for collaborating, and for sharing stuff on your end. Shout out to Minzu, shout out to Lucky Ducky Studios for participating. You guys are great. And who else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Sounds good. Good stream, and thanks for everything. No worries. I appreciate all the questions that you provided. Yeah, so thank you as well. And shout out to the new members. Shout out to the one who just subscribed. I think his name is Lars, from what I can remember. Okay. So that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to watch my latest video, support, like, and comment if you guys have any feedback. That would be great, and I'll do better in my next video. I'm already working on it, which is gonna take another month. I'll see you next month. All right, I'll do another stream probably this is gonna be tough. You know what? I'll probably stream on Sunday. Yeah, I'll do a stream on Sunday. Okay. All right. I'll update that on Discord, so I'll see you there. Anyway, bye-bye. Thank you so much once again for joining. Have a good night. Have a good day. Rest well. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your night. Baboosh. How can I end this? Ending.